मरती भाड़ में, दे गया सो ले गया, बाकी जमी पर रह गया, यह लोभ का दरियाव है, ना जाने किधर कब बह गया. When we greed over the material things of this world, we are making a big mistake, for the things of this world will not go with us. We will not take them. As the poet says, at the time of death, Ravan, who had an entire city made of gold, did not take even 1 ounce of gold with him. So, Ravan was killed. Kumbhakarna was killed. Bhagavan promised to come, and Bhagavan liberated them. Now they have finished 2 births of suffering. Now the 3rd birth came in Dwapar, when Krishna Bhagavan incarnated himself. You remember when Prithvi Mata could not take the burden of the evildoers, and when evil became plenty and they trampled on religion and they suffered the devotees of God, and when Prithvi Mata cried and went to Brahma in the form of a cow and said, Brahma, I cannot bear it anymore. Brahma took her to Lord Shiva, and Lord Shiva says, come, let us turn to Vishnu Bhagavan, for he is the protector. He will protect you, O dirty, O Mother Earth. Let us pray to him. And when they offered their prayer to the Lord, they heard a voice saying, Prithvi, do not cry. I will come and I will remove your burden. Paritranaya sadhuna vinashaya cha dushkrita dharma sansthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. Krishna Bhagavan promises in the Gita, for the protection of the good, for the protection of you and me if we are good. Only if we are good, because he made it clear. I will protect the good. I will come myself and protect my devotees because they are dear to me. I will not send anybody else. I'll come myself. Like when the child cried, Ma, the mother has no time to call and Tom, Dick or Harry and go see what is wrong with my child. No, the mother will jump and she will drop everything she's doing. My child is calling on me, and she will run to the rescue of her child. So is God. That is why in our puja and our prayer, we always remind ourselves, and we always remind God, Tvameva Mata, Chapita Tvameva. You are my mother. You are my father. Where else can I go? Mata pita tum mere, sharan gahu kisaki, tum bin auran duja, aas karo jisaki. You are a mother, you are a father. Where else should we go? When the child wants something, he always turns to his mother and his father. He knows that they will be there for him. He knows that whatever he needs, they will do their best to fulfill his need. They will never turn away from him. Every child knows that. And so Bhagavan said, for the protection of the good, let us be good, and we will always be under the protection of Bhagavan. He's an umbrella waiting to give us shade, to give us protection. Vinashaya cha dushkritam. Dush karne wale dushkritam. Dushkaram karne wala usko मैं नाश करूंगा. He says, I will destroy those who do evil, who do wrong things. My friends, let us remember always what Krishna Bhagavan has said. Language. विनाशाय च दुष्कृताम, दुष्टों को नाश करने के लिए मैं अवतार धारण करूंगा. I will come, incarnate myself to destroy evil and evildoers. So, and the third time, these two evildoers who have done wrong, who have got cursed, and who have become demons, Krishna Bhagavan came. And who were there? Kans and Shishupal. Kans said to his father, come down from that throne. You're too old. Yes, you know, when you get old, everybody feels you become unfit. When you get old, everybody says, go aside. When you get old, nobody regards you anymore. But old, as they say, old is gold. An old person has a store full of treasure, experience, wisdom. That old person can guide you. That old person went through life and has learned so many lessons that he can pass it on to you. Though the old people have done so much for you, it is now payback time. It is now for you to take care of them and pay the debt that you owe them. All of us, we have three debts. We have three debts. One debt we owe God. We owe the Devta. The wind God, Vayu Devta, give us the air that we breathe and sustain our life. If the air doesn't blow and we have no air to breathe, we will suffocate to death. Agni Devta gives us heat, gives us fire. Prithvi Devta sustains us in the form of the earth. And all these Devta, we owe them. That is why we must do puja, we must do havan, we must call their name, we must say Om Agnai Swaha, Om Hanumate Swaha. All the Devta, we call their name and we pay our debt to them. First debt is to God, to the Devta. Second debt is to the Rishi Muni. When you buy a motor car and you want to drive it on the road, you must have a driver's license. Somebody made a manual, you got to study that manual, you got to know the rules of the road, and when you know all of that, then you will be given a license and you can drive your car. When God created this world for you and me to enjoy, God made a manual. God made the scriptures, the 4 Vedas, the 6 Shastras, the 18 Puranas, the Ramayana, the Gita, the Bhagavatam. Oh, all these scriptures are the manuals because we are drivers that we have to drive on all the roads. We have to drive each and every road. Some are straight, some are very crooked, and sometimes you have to turn left, sometimes you have to turn right, sometimes you speed, sometimes you must not speed. So that is why we have many manuals. We have to know them, we have to study them, we have to learn them, and we have to know the rules of the game of life. God has written them, yes. So we must read the scriptures. We are indebted to the rishis and the muni. Yes. Vyasa sat down and he wrote the Mahabharata. Vyasa sat down and he wrote the Bhagavatam. Vyasa sat down and he wrote the Gita. Yes, we are indebted to him. And that is why in our puja book, when Peter Pakstein come and we do tarpan and we give water to our parents and our grandparents and our ancestors, there is a mantra there that we must give also tarpan to Bhisham Pitamaha. Bhisham Pitamaha, he was one of the rishis who guided mankind and taught mankind what to do. When he was wounded in the battlefield, he says, all right, put me on a bed to sleep. And when they bought soft foam mattress, he says, no. He said, Arjun, come, bring me a bed. Arjun took all his arrows and he planted them on the ground and laid the body of Bhisham Pitamaha. I am a warrior, I must die as a warrior. And he says, after you fight all day, come in the evening, I want to talk to all of you. And those many months before he died, he spoke to all of them and he taught them the art of living. What to do, how to do, when to do, what not to do, what is good for you, what is not good for you. In the Mahabharata, there are chapters and chapters of the teaching of Bhisham Pitamaha. We are indebted to him. We are indebted to the rishis and the munis who have wrote these scriptures. So we must remember them by reading the scriptures. By reading the scriptures. I know how it is difficult to write a book. I wrote a few books, and when I give to anyone, I says, you must read it, you know. Don't carry it home and put it on your shelf and leave it. Read it, yes. The rishis and the munis want us to be wise. They want us to know what is dharam and what is not dharam. They want us to know what is pap and they want us to know what is punya. And so we are indebted to them by reading the scripture. If we do not read the scripture, then we are not paying our debt to the rishis and the munis. And our third debt is the people who bring us into this world. Our mother and our father. It is called Pitri Rin. Do not neglect them. Do not turn away from them. They are the means of your very birth. They are the ones who brought you into this world. They are the one who brought you up, who fed you when you couldn't feed yourself, who clothed you when you could not put on your shirt, who held on to your hand and taught you how to walk, who sent you to school, gave you an education, who has fed you and make you strong and healthy. Oh, you cannot pay them. You cannot, but try at least all that is within your power to pay your debt to your parents. These are the three debts that we owe, and we must pay our debt. Bring you back to the Katha. Here, Kans took his father down from the throne, and he sat down there. I am the king. And not only that, go, put him in a corner somewhere, close the door on him. He made his own father a prisoner. He took away all that his father had, and he enjoyed it. A great sinner, Bhagavan came and killed him. Bhagavan liberated him as he promised. The next one was Shishupal. Shishupal was the Pua, Kans Pua. She had a child that had 3 eyes, 1 eye, 2 eye, and a big eye on the forehead. And when she saw her baby with 3 eyes, she panicked, she cried, oh my God, what is going to be? Then she heard a voice from above saying, that child of yours, whenever someone come and take that child within his arms or her arms, and that eye falls out, you must know that that child will die in the hands of that same person. So many people came and took the child, and everybody who comes, she would give them the child because she wants to know who will kill my child. And one day Krishna Bhagavan says, let me go visit my poor. I have a cousin and with 3 eyes, let me go see. So Krishna Bhagavan came too, and when the poor gave Krishna Bhagavan her child, and Krishna Bhagavan took the child within his arms, the 3rd eye fell down. The poor came, Krishna, you are going to kill my child? You, my nephew? And this is your cousin, how will you do that? Please, do not. Krishna Bhagavan looked and said, poor, destiny we cannot control. What is to be will be. No, Krishna, you cannot do that. You can change destiny. No, my poor, I cannot change destiny. But I promise you one thing. Every time he does a wrong or he curses, 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, I promise I would not kill him. I promise he will not die. But when he goes over the mark of 100 times, then I will kill him. So, let him know that. Not to do too many wrong things. Not to curse too many times. So Sisupal grew up, very strong, powerful king. But he always hated Krishna. And Krishna had very little to do with him because Krishna, he is very evil. But when Yudhishthir was doing his yag, and when everybody was invited and they came, the first question arrived that who must have the first puja. Then everybody made their suggestion. Some says, let Bhisham Pitamaha get first puja. Some says, let Vyasji get the first puja. And so they called the names of the rishis and the munis and all that are there. But Sahadev, one of the brothers of the Pandavas, says, no, Krishna Bhagavan should have first puja. And to this everybody agreed. And they placed Krishna on the asana, did his puja, worshipped him, sang his praises. And Shishupal was furious. How can he have this honor? He's a cowherd, he's a cow miner. All his life behind cow tail. What qualification does he have? And he began to say all kind of bad things, cursing of Krishna Bhagavan. Krishna Bhagavan looked at him. Arjun got up with arrows and bow, and Krishna Bhagavan said, no, oh Arjun. Bhim took his gada and came up. No, Bhim, leave him alone. Let him talk. And he talked and he talked. And as soon as it was 99 and 100 times he cursed Krishna Bhagavan did this. Out of this tip of this finger came out Sudarshan Chakra, and that went straight, cut off the neck of Sisupal. And so Sisupal was liberated. The three births that they had to take, the curse, the sarab came to an end, and they returned back to Vaikuntha as the doorkeeper of Vaikuntha. This was the plan of Bhagavan because he wanted to come on earth. And he laid up, it's like God plays with us. God plays with this universe. Why did he create this universe? It's like a little child will take some clay and sit down and make a little horse. And he'll make a little chariot. Or he will make little toys and he will play with them. And when he finished playing with them, he took all and he mashed it up and make it back into a lump of clay. So God does with this universe. In the beginning, He was alone. He didn't want to be alone. He wanted to play a game. He wanted to have company. So He created this universe like a child playing with different toys. And when He finished playing with it, one day will come that He will take His hand, boom, everything will come to nothing, and God will be there again. And again He will create, and again He will play, and again He will bring the universe to an end. So Bhagavan has finished now coming to earth 3 times. And the Katha tells us about the 3 births of Jai and Vijay, the doorkeepers. Prem se bolo Krishna Bhagavan ki jai.